The future version of yourself is waiting for you. Every single day that passes and you're not operating at 100% of your full potential, you're delaying your dream life. Your dream life is staying away because you are not operating as the new version of yourself. That self is waiting for you. It's waiting for you to claim it. Your friends, your family, they're all waiting for that new version of yourself. If you're new here, by the way, guys, I'm in a hotel room. If you can't tell, a little bit of a different setup. I'm in Fort Lauderdale. I'm traveling, and the bad cameras because I I brought my webcam, my professional microphone, but I forgot to bring the USB-C, the dock, and hence I'm on my laptop. But I want to talk to you guys today about why your future self is waiting for you, and every single day that passes you're just wasting your life and you're not operating at 100% of your full potential. So I want to bring you guys today, and I actually recorded this video, but the music in the back was too loud and I had to redo it. So I'm going to actually go over these concepts. And if you're new to the channel, I want you guys to walk away with something extremely valuable. I don't want this to be a video where you feel good for 5 seconds and then it's just nothing happens. I'm going to give you guys actionable steps to actually become the best version of yourself so that every day you can wake up and feel content in your soul, in your heart of hearts, knowing, damn, I did 100% of everything I could have done today. And you know what? Let me ask you this. When was the last time, like, when was the last week, like a whole week of your life, where you felt like, damn, I did 100% of everything I was supposed to do that week? By the way, guys, I got out of the pool, so that's why my hair's like this, but no more interruptions. Imagine a week goes by and you tell yourself, man, like, I did everything I possibly could that week. That is the new version of yourself. And until you become that person, nothing else matters. The purpose of this channel is to help people achieve big goals. A lot of you guys want to hit 6 figures, 7 figures, 8 figures, or whatever the goal is. And you're trying to achieve the goal by trying to achieve the goal. The goal is the effect, it's the results of all the actions that you take. The cause is the character, meaning the person you're playing. If Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos or whoever your favorite like billionaire is, if you put them in your business model right now with the exact same situation, the exact same circumstances, they'll find a way to succeed. Conversely, if you take the best version of you, the absolute best version of you, and you put them in your same situation, he'll also find a way to succeed. So it's not about what business model you're doing. The fact is, your number one goal in your life shouldn't be your goals, as ironic as that sounds. Your goals are just a direction of where you're heading. The main goal that you should have is, how do I realize my full potential? Meaning, every single day, how do I squeeze 100% out of that day? Like, let's take yesterday as an example, right? Let's take yesterday. Think about yesterday. Did you operate at 100% of your full potential yesterday? Given all the constraints of the day, the schedule, everything you had to do, the errands you had to run, maybe you had to pick up the kids from school. Given the constraints of the day in your exact same situation, if there was a parallel version of yourself who was the ultimate version, the version that you know deep down you could be, how would they approach that day? Okay, so you know what? I'm actually going to give you guys a step-by-step like thing, and I'm actually going to put it in the comments and I'm going to put it in the description because I don't want this to be a fluffy video. I want it to be action based because I actually want people to say, you know what, Marcos, you've actually made a difference in my life. You've actually changed my life. I want to receive messages like that because that makes me feel good, right? That's my goal. So what you guys need to do is you guys need to start tracking your productivity. And the theory is very simple, guys. No matter what your goal is, your number one goal, like the foundation, the axiom, has to be, my main purpose in life is to become the best version of myself. Because if you watching this right now, if you were to become the best version of yourself, there's nothing that you can't achieve. Okay? There's nothing you can't achieve. You could do whatever you want, right? But as long as it's in the constraints of space and time. So if you become that guy or that girl or that person who is just elite in every way, the goal you have is going to be nothing. You have to be the person where they look at your goal right now as something pitiful something effortless, something that's not difficult in any way, any sense of the imagination. You have to be that person. Okay? In order to do that, I'm going to give you 4 steps because this life is waiting for you, and every single day that you let it pass, where you don't become that person, you're letting your friends down, you're letting your spouse down, you're letting your future kids down or your kids down, your parents down, the people that are depending on you, that are relying on you, you're letting them down every single day that you're not this person. Okay, so no matter what goal you have, the goal isn't the goal. The goal is the effect. The cause is being the best person you can be. Here's how you do that. Okay, and the way I want you to think about it is imagine tomorrow you wake up and you operate at 100% of what you can achieve. And then you do that for 30 days straight. Like, just that alone is going to build a habit. Imagine if you do that for 6 months straight. Achieve, like, 6 months you operate at 100% of your full potential. I'm not saying you don't take breaks. I'm not saying you work 18 hours a day. I'm just saying, like, you take, like, everything is done to the best of your possible ability. And if you do that for 2 years, and if that becomes your life, like, there's nothing on this planet you won't be able to do. Okay? That's what this is about. I'm going to show you guys how to do it. Okay, step one is you want to be able to track your productivity. I've talked about this before. I have a link in the description. It comes from Sam Ovens. It's Sam Ovens' productivity tracker that he had in one of his programs a few years ago. It's actually there in the download. It's just a PDF. What I would do is I would print it to your desk or I would print it to your wall. It doesn't matter really where. The point is you have a physical productivity tracker. And the reason you want it to be physical is because you want to be able to manifest these things, meaning you're taking something from the mental plane and you're physicalizing it in the 3D. Okay, so you want to have a productivity tracker, and every day out of 100%, how well did you perform? Let's take yesterday. Yesterday, how well, like if there was another dimension, a parallel world where there was another version of you, but they were 10 times better, the best version, how would you rewrite the day? Like, think about it. Like, number one, how did you perform compared to that person? So give yourself a percentage. Let's just say you did 70%. Okay, so it was a pretty good day, but it wasn't like fantastic. Okay, yesterday was 70%. So you would write that down, June 11th, whatever, 70%. Okay, so step one is you want to track your productivity every single day. The day after, try to get 95, try to get 100%, go for 100%. And what's going to happen is you're going to, again, not just with the business, guys, not just with business, but like mentally, physically, hydrate, like everything, hydration, even like fun. Like, can you have more fun? Can you like be a better person? Can you develop better relationships and better friendships with the people around you? The best version of you, what does that look like? Okay. So, number one is track your productivity. Very important. And have a physical productivity tracker. Print it out so it's very hard to miss. Okay. So, if you have a productivity tracker, again, I like to put it on my desk or put it on my wall. Okay. The next step is very important. You want to get a physical notebook. Okay. This is mine. Now, this is not pretty by any means. It's probably too big. It could be a smaller one, but you want to have a physical notebook that you bring with you everywhere. And the reason why is you want to write down areas for improvement. And you want this to be on your mind constantly. Okay. So, for example, for me, like let's just say yesterday you operated at 70%. Okay. The gap is what you need to write down here. Meaning, okay, I wasn't at 100% yesterday. Where can I improve? Okay. And you start to identify where could you improve. Well, maybe I could have woken up earlier, or maybe I was on social media too much, or maybe I ate a little bit of junk food and that caused me to have some brain fog. Perfect. You're gonna write that date and you're gonna write that down. Again, nothing like you're not writing paragraphs in this thing, right? You're just writing areas for improvement. Okay. Now, step three is you want to make it. Well, let me go back. Sorry. Step two, you want to have a physical notebook for feedback. So, number one, um, get in the habit of. Let me see. Number one, track productivity, get in the habit of doing so. Number two, have a physical notebook. Number three, you want to make a habit of reflection. Reflection is super, super important because what we're doing is we're striving to achieve 100% of your full potential in that day. You want to like conquer that day because if you conquer the days, you conquer the weeks, you conquer the months, years, etc. But it starts in the day. You're conquering the day, 100%, you will miss. Most of the time, you will miss. You hit 70, 80%. Now, the key is Step three, what you want to do is you want to get in a habit of reflecting and finding out, okay, what could I improve? Could I wake up earlier? Um, like you want to find the if inefficiencies throughout the day. That's very, very, very important, guys. And then step four, and last but not least, you want to plan for implementation. Okay? So for example, let's just say that yesterday you operated at 70%, and that 30% was while you were working, you were not doing deep focus work. You were kind of a little bit on social media, you kind of got distracted with some Twitter stuff, or you just got like with some news, you got distracted, it kind of like put you in a weird mental state. You didn't like the best version of you, they wouldn't have done that. They would have just continued working and gotten into a deep flow, right? Okay, so you write that down in your journal. You write that down, okay? And then step four, what's your plan to fix that for the next day? For the next day, you're gonna put your phone in your drawer. You're gonna log out of social media, and when you're working, you're gonna put it far, far, far away. Now, the next day, as you're going into the day, you have that top of mind. Like it's literally on the top of your mind. So when you go do that, it's like a whole different thing. And you achieve it. And the next day you get 80%. Okay? That's the next day. You get 80%. But there's still that 20%. So you go back to your journal, okay? And you write the 20% gap. Well, the 20% gap is, maybe I use social media less, but I still consumed a little bit of social media, let's just say. Okay, how are you going to fix that? You reflect. Well, you know what? I'm going to leave social media only until after 8 p.m. Let's just say that you set a rule for yourself, whatever. The next day you try that and you do that. Now you get 85%. And it's obviously going to fluctuate. But then you realize, why am I not 100%? Well, it's because I don't have a plan going into the day. Like, I don't have a schedule for the day. I'm just kind of like randomly doing things willy nilly. I don't have a schedule for the day. The best version of myself, they would have a schedule. Boom, you implement a schedule. And what you want to do, guys, and if you do this every single day, this is what you're doing. Okay? I don't know if you guys can see it. It's a circle. It's like it's a feedback loop. You're compounding improvements over improvements over improvements. And this is what happens. Look at my beautiful drawing. And if you're listening to this, look at the screen. What happens is you start out at this is a stick figure, as this little version of you right here, that you're not even close to your full potential, like within the day, right? And then over time, you do this, step 1 through 4, you track your productivity, okay? You get a physical notebook. By the way, guys, carry this everywhere, okay? And it could be smaller, right? But number 3, you make a habit of reflection. You start making this a habit in the evening or in the afternoon. You're constantly looking at your journal, thinking about what could improve, okay? You become like a little bit of a psychopath with this. And then number 4, you plan the implementation. What happens is your character starts to evolve. And then you become this big character right here. Now let's just say, and I don't have space on the page. Let me try doing this, guys. Again, I'm not an artist, as you guys can tell. I'm gonna put DL, not down low, okay? This is like, I don't know if you guys can see this, guys, okay? This is DL. Let's just say that your dream life, you guys definitely can't. No, you guys can't see this. Okay, let's say this guy right here, if you guys can see that. Let's say that the person that you need to become to effortlessly achieve your dream life, let's just say that they're like 10 feet tall. It's just an example. And right now you're like 3 feet tall. Okay, you have to grow into that person to be that guy. I'll give you guys an example, right? Let's say I wanted to start a rocket company, a space company. I don't know anything about that stuff. What is the version of me that I would need to step into to make that easy? Well, that version of myself would wake up early. They'd read science books, so like rocket books. They'd watch rocket YouTube videos. They would go to rocket conferences. They would network with rocket individuals, right? They would work at like a rocket startup, and like you would just absorb things that's that version of me. Now, for example, let's just say that I decided to start growing into that person. On day 1, let's just say out of my productivity tracker, on day 1, I'm not going to achieve it. I'm going to get like 50% of what I could have been that day. I read some books, but I don't really understand it, whatever. But the gap, I write it down, I identify where the constraints are, and I do a feedback loop and I fix it. Guys, if you do this, I want you to think about this. If you get 1% better every day, 3% better every day, 5% better every day, and you're actually consistent with it, you will turn into a freaking monster. You're gonna turn into an animal if every single day you are constantly reflecting on the inefficiencies in your life. You're like, you know what? Again, it just doesn't just have to be business related. If you have an awkward social conversation with somebody, you're like, damn, let me reflect on that. Why was I awkward there? What happened? And you start to really use reflection. Damn, how could I improve? Wow, let me think about it. Or I don't know, a relationship goes sour, right? And you start to reflect on, damn, what could I have done better? The next time that happens, you're going to be on a higher level. You're going to be a higher version of yourself. So it doesn't just have to be business related. But of course, if you're watching this because you want to hit 6, 7 figures, right? Or who knows, whatever your goal is, right? You want to be financially free. It's not about the business model. It's about becoming the best version that you can possibly be. So if you're watching this, I'm going to challenge you. Don't just watch the video and feel good and then do nothing. Do what I said. I have the productivity tracker in my bio. Guys, download the productivity tracker or make your own. Who cares? Just make sure you have a percentage column and a date column and some other details. Okay? Put it on your desk. Start tracking your productivity. Every single day, you should be aiming for that day to be the best day possible in terms of your mindset, in terms of your flow, in terms of your output and your productivity. If you can do that every single day, guys, you're going to double and triple your output. Okay? Like you're going to double and triple your results, and it's going to be fantastic. But again, don't just watch this video. Get a physical notebook. Start writing down. And guys, like, I mean, there's 1,000 things about me that could change, that I could improve a lot. you know, small habits, big habits. You want to have fun with this. Like, don't beat yourself up over it. And it's not coming from an insecure place of like, oh, I'm just not good enough. No, it's about, look, I'm good right now, but I want to be better, and my family and those around me that care for me and the world would be better if I was better. Okay, and you bring this bad boy everywhere. Again, it can be smaller. This is not a pretty one. You can get a much better looking one. Um, but you start writing down what can be better, what could be improved, and you obsess over it, and you make a plan to change it. Okay, I'm gonna put that in the description. If you guys do this consistently, because what happens a lot of the times is we're creatures of habit. Like we just repeat the same day again and again, and because the brain likes to save energy, likes to be efficient. So we repeat the same cycles. We just do the same day. How many times have you felt like